Botox is usually used for muscle and tendon related issues. Like for me, I had to get Botox because my Achilles tendon, it was not stretching, it was actually shortening. And so I needed the Botox to help relax the actual tendon, the tendon, the Achilles tendon, sorry. And like the whole the end goal to relaxing the Achilles tendon was to prevent the tendon to stop shortening. And what ended up happening was they would give me the Botox in in my ankle, and then like hopefully they were hoping that they could cast my foot into place, and by casting it into neutral position they were hoping that it would stretch the tendon long enough so it'd be like the normal length that my Achilles tendon should be. And that didn't happen, but eventually my tendon like it started stretching out a little more, so instead of my foot being at negative 19 degrees, which is like standing in a high heel, it came down to about negative 15 degrees, which was still a high heel but not as much. And so they gave me the Botox again because they were getting results. And then what happened was they injected um, my ankle again, and then they casted my ankle and my legs again to let it stretch out. They actually casted it into bivalves, so I would wear the cast at night, then I would take them off for a few hours during the day, and then I would take them, put them back on at night. And then it didn't fix the problem, the Botox, but it was relaxing the Botox was elongating the tendon. So then they repeated the process again. They got the Botox injection in my ankle, recasted it so my Achilles tendon would stretch. And then they did it again. They inject again the Botox to relax the Achilles tendon so that my Achilles tendon would stretch. And they were doing all this in hopes that it was a last ditch effort to hold me from getting surgery on my Achilles tendon for the Achilles tendon lengthening. And eventually, ultimately I did need the surgery. I got the surgery and it fixed the problem. However, the Botox was used to, they were trying to stretch it out, and it was working. It was relaxing the muscle enough to elongate the Achilles tendon, just the results weren't there enough. And so what they were hoping was Botox, what it does is it relaxes the muscle where it's injected into. So by injecting it into the Achilles tendon, they didn't do it directly into the Achilles tendon, but in the general area, they were hoping that it would relax the muscles enough to where when I bear my body weight on it, it would stretch the Achilles tendon. So that was the whole thing. The best way to elongate your Achilles tendon is to bear body weight on it. So they would put the Botox into my Achilles tendon, have me bear weight, and that would stretch out my Achilles tendon. But unfortunately, the Botox never got my heel down enough to where I could bear weight and stretch the Achilles tendon. So that's why I ended up needing the surgery. And after the surgery, actually during the surgery, they did the same thing again. They casted my feet, injected me with the Botox when I was in, and I was good. I needed the Botox while I was in the surgery for a second reason. And the second reason why I needed the Botox, when I got it in the surgery, was because now that they got my foot flat, the second issue was I have foot inversion because my post tib is really strong, stronger than the anterior muscle. So when I extend my foot out, my foot turns in because the post tib is so strong. So they want to put Botox into my post tib to allow the other muscle on the other side to get enough strength so I can strengthen it, so I can overpower the post-tibular muscle. So that's another reason why I needed the Botox. The Botox is needed now that my ankle is all done, that I get the Botox now in my post-tib. And so now that's a reoccurring procedure that I'm getting, the Botox on my post-tib, because I extend my leg, my foot turns in, and it's the same thing. They just want to give my weaker muscles a chance to get strong by essentially weakening the overpowering muscles. So they do that with all sorts of things. Like, I can't get it right now because you can't have Botox too much. Botox is a toxin, so you can't have too much in your system at one time. Otherwise you'll overdose, basically. So like, another example is I kind of have a clenched fist. This is exaggerating, but like, when I put in effort, like when I'm practicing walking, sometimes I want to clench up like this. And so I've heard of the doctors wanting to put Botox like in the hand or like up in the tricep to relax the muscle chain down below, to give the weaker muscles a chance to strengthen up. So when I'm walking, it's not like clenched up. And that's about it. Other things about Botox is, if you get migraines, chronic migraines, you can also get the Botox in your scalp in different places. Botox or headaches, chronic migraines, that's a common side effect of TBI, and a lot of TBI survivors get the Botox in their head. I've never gotten it, but like, I know people have. My sister, she's not a TBI survivor, but she gets migraines, and she gets the Botox in her head. But yeah, my personal experience was getting the Botox in my ankles, both my ankles, and both my legs, the post tib. So yeah, that's what they do. In the ankle part where they put the Botox in and then they cast it, it's called serial casting. And it's just a procedure they do to cast it, try and get it in place, force the muscles to elongate, and that's it. Thanks for watching.